The stories finally converge now. We're on episode 74, War and Chaos. Let's see where this takes us.
Bub certainly has stamina. Got pounded for 3 straight days and is still cruising for action. Starting to think you're the only one big enough for him.
Oh, Belial, never change.
Care to explain why he still has the Versus? If you can't be useful, dispatch yourself and save me the trouble.
Finish myself? After how hard I went? At least sweet-talk me through it.
For the last time, I am busy dealing with the singularities. Do not interfere.
I just love how Lucilius, like, none of Belial's speech, like, phases him at all. He's just like, he just talks like as if it's normal.
Relax. I know I fumbled with Bubs, but I purloined another toy. One just as intense. She vibes with us, if you know what I mean.
Uh-oh, I think I know what he's talking about. The crew reconvenes in Zinkenstill, where they recount their activities before moving to a more pressing matter, Rhine. She agrees to explain everything she knows at the Azure Sky Sanctum.
This is where Grand Jita and I formed our lifelink, right before Bahamut answered our call.
Welcome to the Sanctum. Let's head in.
Rays of sunlight filter through cracks in the crumbling shrine, gently illuminating the room.
This is the first time I've been inside.
Yeah, the grown-ups always told us to keep our snouts out.
The Sanctum has an extensive history with this island. It's a shrine to the dragons of destruction and rebirth. My family has worshipped the Dragon of Destruction here for generations. I too was a priestess, responsible for receiving the dragon's word.
The dragons of destruction and rebirth, you say?
Ryan, what do you mean you were a priestess?
I am just an echo of my former self, projected here from beyond the skies. The dragon reconstructed me as a vessel, by which to enact its divine will and restore this world.
Wait, is that why your causality is aberrational? Even worse than the singularities.
I believe so, yes. And in order to begin healing the world, we must first cauterize the anomalies, such as myself.
We have to offer your life in exchange for the angels?
That's too cruel. The skies are warped far more than I imagined.
But we can't have our cake and eat it too. How do we beat Lucilius without doing everything possible to resurrect the angels?
Wait, Rain, you said you were sent here to restore the world. Is that something you can accomplish without the angels? Is there another way? Rayan, be open with us.
We're on your side. We want to help.
Yes, I know. Several loci have formed in these skies. In those loci, the time, space, and causality of several dimensions, including this one, intersect, throwing everything out of alignment.
Formed? They were made! Thanks to Beelzebub.
Unintended outgrowths of my plan to dominate all creation.
Yeah, just my plan to dominate all creation.
Beelzebub was a catalyst, but little more. Versus is what intended the chain reaction of misalignments. It's what drove and still drives the chaos around us.
Yeah, at least he's honest, I guess.
It chose Beelzebub as a means, not vice versa. Because above all else, Versus hungers for strife.
Versus hungers for strife. Because it's a fighting game, and there wouldn't be a game without people fighting each other.
And what better agent of strife is there than an astral, the astral, with the power to break free of pandemonium, and the ambition to rule over all?
No wonder the serpent slithered to me. He had to ensure the chaos was amplified until it corroded the bars of Lucilius's dungeon.
That's not all it corroded. The chaos has breached so many dimensions, it's near impossible to separate and realign them. Countless worlds are being superimposed on ours. It's only a matter of time before existence collapses in on itself. That is why I was sent here. By the will of my god, the Dragon of Destruction, I must collect the Versus Core.
You mean steal the Versus Core from me? And here I thought you'd nursed me to health out of the goodness of your heart.
I meant to retrieve it while you were weak. But something stopped me. The thought of Gran and Jita.
Huh? Us?
And now that I've seen my babies all grown up, my mission, the world, none of it matters anymore. You are my world.
She is our mom! Right?
What are you saying? Wait. Vern? Gran! Gina! Oh gosh, I've wanted to apologize for so long. Oh, but seeing you here like this, it makes everything feel alright again. I was on the lookout for shops I've been to, but I think they're all gone. This could have been my life. Wait, are you saying you're her mom?
Yeah, I feel like they're probably going to introduce Ryan into the mobile gacha game eventually. There's no way they would just keep her as exclusive to this game, right? I mean, especially if she's a lore important character like that.
I'm so sorry. If I hadn't hesitated, you wouldn't be facing heartache. Because whether we bring back the angels or fulfill my original purpose, I don't belong in this world. When it's restored, I'll vanish along with all the other irregularities. Never to see you again.
But again, I wasn't expecting them to include, like, a character that was so directly tied to the lore of the main game in this game. I mean, I know this game is pretty much just as canon as everything in the gacha game, but...
No, not that I don't believe you, but that is a tall tale. How come your kids are the same age as you? And what about their hair?
My bond with the Dragon of Destruction was strongest when I served as its priestess. It must have revived me as I looked back then.
They should have brought her... They should have brought her as an NPC, but as an old granny. You know, like the tutorial granny. It would have been so much cooler.
As for my hair, it's naturally lighter. But before the dragon sent me to your world, it invested me with power. That's probably what turned my locks jet black.
Okay, fine. Explain it away like that, why don't you?
So you really are our mom?
I am. Oh, you don't know how happy I feel to finally spend time with you. You were still babies when I... But look at you two now.
Aw. It's a little weird to think we've been traveling with Gran and Jita's mom this whole time.
I knew something about her seemed familiar. Just couldn't put my claw on it.
Loath as I am to interrupt this touching reunion, I can assure you Lucilius isn't squandering his time. What happens if I give you the Verses? Lucilius is banished once more, and my soon-to-be kingdom is saved.
I, or actually my god, will manifest through me and enact its judgment.
A divine intervention. More potent than the Supreme Primarch's aid, to be sure.
Maybe too potent.
What do you mean?
Remember, the god that I serve is the Dragon of Destruction. It will raise all anomalies, including Gran, Jita, and Beelzebub. The extent of this purging is beyond my knowledge or control. I can't guarantee any of you will escape.
You have no control at all?
But the dragon's channeling through your body, right? Can't you just, I don't know, aim it somewhere else?
And push it somewhere else!
Technically speaking, this isn't my body, but a vessel built by higher powers. I'll need to return it when the dragon descends.
I mean, I know like the whole lore reason that it's manifesting as hers because she was a priestess of Bahamut, and also to make this reunion more touching and have Gran and Jita have a connection with her, even though we haven't spent much time with her. But like, I don't know, if I was a god and I wanted to accomplish an insurmountable task like this and retrieve like a core from a powerful astral, I don't think I would create my form in the form of a girl who couldn't fight. You know what I mean?
So, it doesn't matter if we don't bring back Sandalphon? You'll...
No, we won't let that happen.
Yeah, there has to be another way. I'm sure we can save you and the angels.
While you gnats are grasping at straws for a miracle, Lucilius is executing his grand finale. Listen, singularities, and listen well. Either salvage what you can now, or lose everything to your inaction.
Bahamut's returning his vessel back to the store for a refund. He rolled too hard for his waifu, and now he needs to get his money back.
You know what? I'll make the choice for you. I'll butcher the girl and her spawn, then subjugate the angels. They'll wreak havoc on Lucilius and his pet.
A bold statement to make in my presence.
Ah, yes. I'll need you alive, won't I? If you refuse to call for the angels, I'll make you beg for salvation.
You'll regret those words.
Ah, hello.
What was that? Why is it so dark?
I've waited so long. So long. And now, we're together.
Who are you?
What did you do to the others? I moved them out of our way. They were so loud, and I wanted to talk to you in private.
Neither Gran nor Jita have the slightest idea who the owner of the voice might be, or why she wants to talk to them. But instinctively, they know. Something sinister lurks in the shadows. A whole lot of grinding. Episode 76, Brink of Midnight. Darn it, I can only play as these two again. Let me play as characters I like. I mean, not that I don't like you two, but I want to play as Seox.
If you want to talk, come out where we can see you.
Also, like, is it a coincidence that Rain's like color palette is very similar to Nier's?
Psst. You know her?
No, never seen her.
But you do know me. Why are you suddenly treating me like a stranger? Just like everyone else did.
Maybe you met Gran or Jita in a different world? Wait, no, because then one of them would still remember it.
You stood up for me. You said you'd help me start over. Was it all a lie?
So for those of you that are not in the Granblue know, let me explain to you about this character, whose name is Nier. So, in Granblue, I talked about the Eternals, right? The Eternals are, you know, the group of 10 powerful Skyfarers, and you get them by grinding for a lot of materials and participating in the event called Unite and Fight, or Guild Wars, to get items that let you recruit the Eternals, so they're technically free to play, and they're very powerful, and you need to put a lot of materials into uncapping them and making them stronger. There's another group of characters in the game called the Evokers. There's 10 of them as well, and you get them in the game, they're free to play, but they require a lot of grinding as well. And the materials you need to get for them come from like a side quest called the World of Arcarum. And these characters are based after like the arcana of tarot card readings. So there's 10 of them, and each one is like almost like a summoner, and they summon a primal beast that represents one of the arcana, and the summoner themselves also represents one of the arcana. So Nier here represents the arcana of the Lovers, and she can summon the arcana Death. Now, the thing about the Evokers... Oh, well, let me start here. Unlike the Eternals, the materials you need for the Evokers are specifically from that side quest, Arcana. While Eternals, a lot of the materials you can get from other farming. So in other words, even if you just play the game, you'll slowly accrue materials that you'll probably eventually need for the Eternals. While for Evokers, you need to make a conscious effort to go and farm this Arcana area. This area used to be time-gated. You used to get tickets every day where you could only farm it a certain number of times a day. So it took a while for people to get their first Evokers. But nowadays, there's ways that you can grind them without being time-gated. Also, it still takes a lot of time. Now, unlike the Eternals, the Evokers are not an organized group of people. Basically, the story is there's this big evil primal beast called the World, and they want to rebuild the world and destroy it. So he created a bunch of primal beasts, all named after the Arcana, and basically sent them out to go collect data so he can destroy the world. And each of those Arcana primal beasts made a pact with someone that had some kind of affinity for them. In this case, Death chose Nier. The thing about Granblue is pretty much all the characters are very likable in some way. Like they're pretty much all good guys, the ones that join your party. Even the ones that are antagonists turn good and somehow join you for the most part. There's a couple exceptions. But the Evokers are they have very dark backstories and trauma. And a lot of them, and they basically start out as like kind of antagonists, and then you kind of like get them to come to your side. So Nier here, she grew up, she didn't have any power with magic. Her sister was really good at magic, so her parents like abused Nier and stuff. So then somewhere along the way, she made a pact with the Death Arcana and became very powerful and butchered her entire family. And then she basically goes around like killing anyone that doesn't really show her love and affection, which is like she thinks the whole world hates her. And then, you know, she meets Gran or Jita, your character, and of course they sympathize with her and reach out to her and befriend her, and then she kind of learns to love them, and she's a little bit less murderous, but as a result she basically becomes very yandere. So it's like, if anyone hurts Gran or Jita, I'm gonna kill them, but I'm gonna do it sneakily behind their back because they wouldn't like me to kill, but I want to kill for them, but I don't want them to know that. So she's mellowed out a little bit. I mean, a lot of the Evokers, you know, they have to come up with some justification for them to join you without having them butcher everyone in your crew. But, yeah, Nier is very, more yandere than Vera, perhaps, so... And she has the primal beast, Death, which she can control, but also Death will sometimes do things... Death loves Nier, and will sometimes do things to protect her subconsciously, I guess is the way to say it. That's the best summary I can give of Nier.
Even the part where you said we'd be together forever.
Oh, my sweet, pay them no heed. They are not true as thee. The world we gaze upon but a forgery, for it shows true mockeries of the being whom did once we cherish.
can't take her with us. Who knows what she might do with the crew?
Did you really think we'd accept you after all the horrible things you've done?
No! No, you can stop! They wouldn't. They never. They did accept me. They welcomed me to their crew. Our crew. Didn't they?
So maybe she's glimpsing another world where she got rejected by Gran and Jita.
It can't all have been. It wasn't just in my head, right? Right? Right?
Near the Death Evoker. Cute puppet, isn't she? Figured she'd fit right into the destruction and rebirth shebang. Resetting her causality, daubing her over with memories from a different timeline. You're quite the artiste. Why don't you paint me like one of your dolls someday?
The Evoker's a lab rat. Adequate for testing causality manipulation, but little else. She won't hold off the singularities for long.
Okay. That's my cue to go downtown.
I can't believe I defended a murderer. I should have just let her take the bullet.
Mir's a creepo. Let's just go, Lyria.
Hush, my beloved. Thou art not well. For which these wretches must perish.
Not liking the sound of any of that. Duke's up!
Death, you're the only one who understands me. I don't need anyone else.
Yeah, I like the little skeleton hanging off of Death's shoulder. It's really cute. It's so tiny.
Destroy them. Destroy everything. Everything!
It's sad that none of the fights in the story mode today have had actual intros.
Draw tears from my beloved.
Think fast!
Why won't you love
Get ready!
Ow!
It's time!
My blade!
Why does she seem so heartbroken?
Also, it's not really playing Nier's theme song.
You're wide open! That wasn't a...
Ow!
I wanted you to love me for who I am.
Quest clear.
This feels
I know you.
familiar.
I like how whenever Jita used her special during that battle, she was like, "I'll never forgive you." We're probably gonna forgive her.
But I don't understand. Why did you take the bullet for me?
I didn't want you to die.
We care about you. Please, don't scare us like that again.
This is part of one of Nier's recruitment episodes when you first get her as a party member in the game.
You want me around? You won't try to get rid of me?
We won't, Nier. You can change. You deserve a second chance. That memory. Was that another me in another world? It felt so real.
In this world, Gran never farmed the Arcarum world quests. He never unlocked the Evokers.
I saw it too. Maybe it's a vision from the future.
Nier, right? That's what Gran called you in that flash, forward, I guess?
Nier is an Evoker, a contractor of one of the Arcarum primal beasts. She was the black sheep of a renowned line of mages, punished and neglected for her lack of spellcasting talents. Nier studied desperately for fear she'd be cast onto the streets, all until one day she found Death's card wedged in a spell tome. Together, she and the Primal enacted revenge on those who scorned them, threatening to destroy the cruel, unforgiving world itself. Grand Cypher blindly offered their aid, but rescinded it upon learning Nier's true motives. Excluded yet again, she attacked the crew in vain. Much later, Nier and the crew were reunited by chance. The captain realized that all Nier really needed to turn over a new leaf was a helping hand, and invited her to the crew. Yeah, run away, Gran, or you'll become addicted to half potions.
I was wrong. You were only trying to help.
I mean, let it be said about Granblue is you never run out of the stamina in-game to play the quests, really. Unlike other gacha games.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Hey, doesn't matter how or when we met. You're part of the crew.
I am? Are you sure?
Of course.
Don't forget me again. Ever.
Home sweet Zinkenstill.
You're back! We got split up and teleported who knows where.
Sorry, that was me. I just really wanted to talk to them.
Wait, I don't see Rayan. She wasn't with you?
Everyone outside, now!
Playtime over already? Kids nowadays, they're no fun.
Let go of Rayan!
No can do. Daddy's orders. Better say your farewells now, because you probably won't see her again.
Belial!
Bye, babes.
Bye, babes.
Dimensional bubble. Huh. Nifty primal to have around.
Everyone's here. Then are the mystery pair on our side now?
I like how, like, when Rain joined the party, right, everyone was suspicious of her, and us too, because we know she's not a character from the mobile game. But then it's like, okay, these two join our party, and, you know, the murderous mage and her death doll that split us up into different dimensions. But that's totally fine, we're gonna trust her.
Yep. And we owe them our lives. Thanks, Nier.
Oh, Well, Death did all the work. But I'm glad I could help.
I doubt the island was so fortunate, though. That light was Lucilius's doing. Probably wiped Zinkensteel off the map.
No!
Zinkensteel gone?
Zinkensteel's loss shakes the crew deeply. They wait out the destruction from the safety of Death's secluded realm. When all is settled, Grimnir raises a wind to carry them back to the Grand Cipher. To everyone's relief, the ship was far enough from the blast to escape unscathed. Rain, however, is nowhere to be seen, and Belial's left no trail.
I can't believe Rain... or... Mom, I guess. I can't believe it's her mission to destroy us.
We just met, and the world wants to tear us apart.
My heart goes out to you, but there's no running from the truth. Rain's life is not her own. I know because I too was delivered here by a higher will. She's caught up in something greater than any of us. Any of the angels, and any of the astrals.
Yes, she's a vessel for a god. It's got a rather oafish scheme, though, hasn't it? Quash your problems until they go away.
Why would Lucilius kidnap her, though? Do you think it was to prevent her from acting?
Whatever the reason is, one thing is clear. He sees the girl as a threat.
We must rescue her. Do we have any ideas where Belial could have taken her?
Avast, mateys! Prepare to be boarded!
Hello?
Zero! Wait, you chased us down in that dinky little ship? Yup. Wanted to swing by and let you know that pandemonium's acting up.
We're gonna win now. We have the most powerful character in Granblue on our side now, Kiro.
People around town are worried we're gonna have a repeat of the warp zone kerfuffle.
Thanks for making the trip, Sierra.
Pandemonium.
Shall we go? Best we strike while the iron's hot.
We await your orders, captains.
Head out!
Karam series has been added to Lyria's journal.